Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is the 5th of March 2017. I'm going to be going over some trade ideas that I like for this week. And remember that these are trade ideas, so that means that you have to wait for the setups to happen before you take them. And obviously, as with any other trade, have to have some sort of a risk management. I'm looking at this first one for this week, MO. So what I'd like to see is couple reasons I like this chart for the short. Now, I'm looking at a shooting star up at the top here, inverted hammer, and a hanging man right at the top. So that's my first reason, just based off of candlesticks. Also, there's a fib projection from where it came from, where it pulled back to, where I'm looking at this area for a short. And another reason is if you go back on a weekly chart, it's kind of far back here, but right up into this area where the chart obviously had a decent area of support before, pinned it again on a weekly chart before, and had some resistance. So strong support area, strong resistance area, candlestick pattern, and a fib projection. So this is my short reasoning for MO coming into this week. So what I'd like to see is I would like to see the chart open underneath and use the high point here as my stop out. It could be something that that could turn out to be a little bit of a short swing. Obviously, this downtrend here would be the ultimate break, and so that would be the target for right now, with an add under there if the chart was to break. Next on the list is DIN. What I like on this chart, let me just smallen this time frame a bit. What I like on this chart is I feel like there's some support area down at the bottom. We saw some volume come into it on Friday session. Decent strong candle pushed up here. Nice buyers from the beginning to the end. And so what I'd like to look for is a continuation and ultimately a reclaim of this $54.70 area. And once we can get back in there, I don't see it being a problem to fill this gap. So for right now, you have a defined bottom risk at $51.96. That would give you your stop out if this range doesn't hold. I'd like to see the chart open above, push back up into this $54.70 range, and then coming back into this gap area here in the 58s. Number 3 on the list is WDC. So what I'm seeing here is the chart's actually flagging. There's a nice little bull flag set up with the trend being broken. Trend was broken and retested. Now we have a nice bullish harami on the daily. So I'd like to see a quick pullback on this one down to about $77.36, and then we could probably see some continuation off of it. If I was trading this one and I got the pullback here, I'd use the low of the previous day's session as for my reason to stop out, and then add if it breaks through this pivot here at $79.15 for the long. Number 4 on the list is TYL. Chart is flagging, had a nice big upside candle, retraced a decent amount of that. We have some hovering going around here on the 50 EMA. Bullish engulfing on Friday's session, some volume coming in here and there. What I'd like to see is obviously a break of this trend to be long. So if you're waiting for this chart, you can just kind of trend this out here and put an alert on the trend break, and if you get the trend to break, I think the chart has a potential to come back up into this 158 range. Number 5 on the list is CONE. Chart's flagging up at the top, and there's a possibility for a breakout again. Same setup where you would have to set an alert for this trend line, and if you were to get the breakout over this $50.90, it can actually produce a nice little upside move, and add over this pivot range here at $51.35 could get you into the chart for a continuation to the upside. Number 6 on the list is GM. It's a simple flat top breakout. So this would be an alert set also along over Friday's session high. Friday came right up to the to the highs over here and got rejected. Increase in volume. What I'd like to see is I'd like to see a push over this range and a pullback to retest it to make sure that it's strong enough. And so this one would be a simple long over Friday session high with a stop somewhere into the day of Friday. Number 7 on the list is DOOR. Couple strong moves into this chart. I have to bring it out a little bit further out so you can see what I'm looking at. There's an actual trend here that I want the chart to push up to and then take it on a short side. Let's do it on a weekly, and you can see that trend here on the weekly. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to see into this week, I'd like to see the chart push up into this $83.75 range, and that's why I'd be looking for a short on the name. Now it's a nice strong chart, so if you're trying to go against the trend here with the short, obviously if you missed any of this move here and you're trying to take the short, make sure that you respect the stops on it and manage the position accordingly. Don't go in heavy on the short until it starts to actually retrace some of the move. Number 8 on the list is COT. This is a trend reversal break chart. So let's look at it now that we saw that the trend is actually broken. The chart came above it, came back to try to retest it, and on Friday's session we had a nice little pin retest to the actual trend line breakout and some volume that came into it. So what I'm looking here for is a continuation off of this chart. Chart sits at about $10.82 right now, so a nice little pullback down to about $10.75 should get us into the chart. A close over the $11 range, which is the 50 EMA on the daily chart, should push us somewhere close back up to this $11.60 or 70 cents. Fill some of this gap over here, and we can see what the chart wants to do after that. Number 9 on the list is RCL. It's a short idea for me, so let's see how this one can play out. So what we have here is a chart that's been flagging to the top, tried to break out through the upside and failed. So now that we have the gap down and a close under the 13 EMA, what I'd like to see is the chart push back up to this $96 range, where it should come into some resistance all the way through here. $96 for a short using Friday session high as the stop out. Now if you were to take it on the short side and you finally get the break off of this pivot range right there, you get that break off of $94.41, well, we could possibly see the chart retrace all the way down to this 50 EMA, somewhere right down to that $91 level. Last one is CYH, number 10 on the list. We have a chart that's flagging over its 200 SMA, so I kind of like this one for the long side, and I would be long on this chart if it was to break over the pivot range. So I'm actually looking for a long on this name for myself, and so I'd be long over this $9.79 range. It'd be a simple flat top breakout. I want to try to see if I can get a nice clean breakout over the top. And once I can get the breakout and the retest to the area, I'm going to take it on the long side, and I'm going to risk the previous day's trade-in session, and I'll possibly be holding on to this one for a little bit. So those are the 10 for this list for this week, and just make sure that you're managing the risk properly on them. Any entries that you take should be smaller ones. You can always add into the trade if it starts working for you, and obviously if it doesn't work for you, then you should be able to cut it off with minimal risk to you and your account. And for those of you guys that are looking to follow me, it's at Iceman Trading on Twitter, and there obviously you'll find links to pretty much everything that I do. And if you are interested in day trading with me at Iceman Trading Academy, please email me at barrymohan81@gmail.com. Have a good week, guys.